Liberal Dan Radio presents
Fat Man Rant.
Donald Trump has basically declared war on student loan borrowers. First, he has an executive order on March 7th, and this actually might not be first, but that's the first thing we're talking about. Restoring public service loan forgiveness. Of course, during his first administration, Betsy DeVos fought actually going through and, processing people's student loan forgiveness programs under the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Plan. In 2007, Congress established the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program to encourage Americans to enter public service sector by promising to forgive remaining student loans after they completed 10 years of service in those jobs while making 10 years of minimum payments. The prior administration supposedly, according to him, abused that program through a waiver process using taxpayer funds to pay off loans for employees still years away from statutorily required number of payments. Moreover, instead of part of the reason that happened, by the way, Mr. Trump, is because you had loan servicers who were falsely and wrongly putting people into forbearance and deferment when they should have, so the Biden administration gave a one-time credit to people for those times spent in forbearance and deferment that weren't in school deferment, just so they could, be back on track with their student loan payments. But Trump wants to take away the ability to use this income-based public service forgiveness, whatever. If you aid or abet violations of 8 U.S.C. 1325 or other federal immigration laws, if you support terrorism, including facilitating funding to the operation of cartels designated as foreign terrorist organizations, blah, blah, blah. If you do child abuse, including the chemical or surgical castration or mutilation of children or trafficking of children to so-called transgender sanctuary states for purpose of emancipation from their lawful parents. Now, none of that is happening. You do not have examples of people having their genitals castrated, removed, or mutilated who are children. It doesn't happen unless you're under 18. If you're under 18, it doesn't happen unless you're 18 or older. And even if you're 18, you still have to be on hormones for a year, so it doesn't really happen until you're over 19. Engaging in a pattern of aiding and abetting illegal discrimination, which I'm sure only means discrimination against white folks, or engaging in a pattern of violating state tort laws, including laws against trespassing, disorderly conduct, public nuisance, vandalism, obstruction of highways. So basically, if you took part in a protest to protest, any sort of war that was going on, you now then lose your ability to take advantage of the public public service loan forgiveness program? No, that's ridiculous and stupid and wrong. But it goes beyond that because Donald Trump hasn't just... There was a federal judge that, blocked out most of the SAVE plan. Now, technically, I'm still in student loan repayments. I am technically, if I look at my Mohila website, you will see that I am still under the SAVE plan. That has not changed yet. Mind you, yet. But the SAVE plan was under threat. But some of the ruling that took place made people believe in that lower court ruling that if you had other forms of loan repayment plans, that those would be at risk too. And I'm like, well, why would they be at risk too? There are people who believe that these things were not correctly passed, just like they believe all these other things were not correctly passed, and they manufacture judicial rulings to that effect. But now, income-driven student loan repayment plans have been suspended. They've been suspended after the February 18th U.S. Appeals Court expanded its injunction blocking a Biden-era income-driven repayment plan meant to ease the burden of student loans. While President Donald Trump is trying to shrink the Department of Education, the agency has suspended all 4 of its most affordable federal student loan repayment plans. The 4 IDR plans promised lower monthly payments and offered faster route to loan forgiveness. Now borrowers are left with the only more expensive repayment plans. Now, keep this in mind. The Department of Education suspended all 4 of the income-driven student loan repayment plans, including ICR, income contingent repayment, pay-as-you-earn, income-based repayment or IBR, and saving on a valuable education or the SAVE Act. Again, I am technically still listed as being on the SAVE plan. I don't know how long that continues. I don't know if that continues until my forbearance ends or whatever, because I'm in administrative forbearance back from the Biden administration. Again, we'll see. But here's the thing. Here's the rabbit hole I was looking down before, and I started my show a little late. So let's switch on over to here, away from the Fat Man Rant. And here, if you read up here, borrower's rights and responsibilities statement. So this is part of the borrower's rights and responsibilities. So we have responsibilities, but we have rights too. Section 11 of this is literally my promissory note. This is what I saw, or at least my application to consolidate the loans under the federal government so that I could, at the time, I was still working for a nonprofit organization, so I was trying to qualify for the PLSF. I no longer work for a nonprofit organization, but again, I still was consolidated under here, and I was placed under the SAVE plan during the Biden administration. Repaying your loan. General, unless you receive a deferment or forbearance on your loan, your first payment will be due within 60 days, blah, blah, blah. You must make payments on your loan even if you do not receive a bill. You must repay all of your direct loans, blah, blah, blah. Unless you want to repay your loans under an IBR, pay-as-you-earn, or ICR plan, see below, and you have other direct loans that do not qualify, blah, blah, blah. Repayment plans for all direct consolidation loans. You may choose standard repayment, graduated repayment, extended repayment, or the income contingent repayment plan to repay any direct consolidation loan. Standard repayment plan. Under this plan, you'll make fixed monthly payments and repay your loan within 10 to 30 years, not including periods of deferment or forbearance, blah, blah, blah. Graduated repayment plan. Under this plan, you will make lower payments at first, and they will gradually increase over time. You will repay your loan within 10 to 30 years, blah, 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 blah. Extended repayment plan. You are eligible for this plan only if you have outstanding balance over 30 grand. You have no outstanding balance on direct loan program, blah, blah, blah. You will repay your loan in full over a period of not to exceed 25 years from the date of the loan entered in repayment. You may choose to make fixed monthly payments or graduated payments that start lower and increase over time. If you make fixed monthly payments, your payments must be at least $50 a month and will be more if necessary to repay the loan, blah, blah, blah. Income contingent repayment plan. Under this plan, your monthly payment amount will either be 20% of your discretionary income or percentage of what you would pay under the standard repayment plan with a 12-year repayment period. Additional repayment plans for the direct consolidation loans that did not repay plus loans. You have income-based repayment or pay-as-you-earn repayment plan. The income-based repayment plan under IBR, your monthly payment is 15%, 10% if you're a new borrower. Your annual discretionary income divided by 12. For this plan, the difference between your adjusted gross income and 150% of the poverty line amount for your state residence and family size, blah, blah, blah. To initially qualify for IBR and continue to make payments, you have to, you must be less than the amount that you would pay under the standard repayment plan, yada, yada, yada. If you're a new borrower for the IBR plan and you have no outstanding balance on a direct program FFEL loan, or if you have no outstanding balance, your servicer will determine whether you are a new borrower based on information about your loans, and also pay-as-you-earn repayment plan or pay-as-you-earn plan. Under the pay-as-you-earn plan, your monthly payment is generally 10% of your annual discretionary income divided by 12, yada, yada, yada. So, if all of that is in my application, and all of that is in, my borrower's rights and responsibilities, emphasis on the word rights. If I, as a borrower, have the right to income-based repayment, then how can the Trump administration or any administration deny my ability to be part of income-based repayment? If they want to stop it for new students, it sucks. If they want to stop it for new borrowers, it really sucks for them, and I disagree with it. But if anybody has not yet filled out one of these forms, or if anybody has not filled out a promissory note that includes the idea that you can have income-based repayment, if they haven't filled that out yet, I could maybe understand new people not getting that. I don't agree with it, but I could at least understand the justification there of at least where they would be able to hang their hat in a court of law. But as we just saw in the paperwork that I've showed you from my application. I literally just showed you that. We have the right as current student loan borrowers to participate in one of these many income-based or income-driven repayment plans. And them taking that away from me is a violation of the contract that we signed. Now, I shouldn't be surprised that President Donald Trump wants to renege on a contract, because that's how he made his money. He believes that he could just go back on any contract that he takes part in or that he's responsible for or whatever, because he doesn't feel that he should have to pay any of it. Because, that's the way he rolls. But that is absolutely a violation of the terms of the contract that I signed. And they should not be able to change the terms of the contract after the fact, after it's signed. Period. End of story. I should just use Justice Alito's line from the ruling the other day that said that they couldn't stop paying these people for the U.S. aid. The argument that was made by Justice Alito was that if the United States was forced to repay these debts, that it would cause irreparable harm to the United States taxpayer. You know what's going to cause me irreparable harm? Alito, Trump, Doge, whoever you are, any of you damn MAGA supporters who voted for this bullshit? You know what's going to cause me irreparable harm? If I lose all of the ability to actually make income-based repayment plan, I'm forced then to make full monthly payments. I'd be done financially. Just done. I don't know what else I would do at that point. I would absolutely be financially ruined. And I would never be able to financially recover from this, to steal a line from the Tiger King. It's absurd. There's no way that they should be able to tell, first, the U.S. aid people that they can't get repaid for work already done when payments were promised. They shouldn't be able to do that. And there's no way that they should be able to change the rules midstream. Now, they already did it one part because, back in the middle of me being in school, they also made it so that you couldn't declare your student loans in a bankruptcy filing. So they already did a bait and switch with that. But now they're doing a bait and switch with everything. And they're going to use, I guess the theory is that Donald Trump has, is what I'm guessing, is that they're going to use these increased student loan repayments and to get away from the income-based repayments. And they're going to hope that this pays for all of the expenditures that they want to do, pays for the tax cuts, and pay for all of the crap that Trump wants to do in order to not, raise the debt higher, even though they've already agreed to raise the debt by at least, $4 trillion? That's in the current deal that they want to, the continuing resolution that they want to pass. $4 trillion of added debt, including increased military spending, despite the fact that they said they weren't going to get us into more foreign wars. We all knew that was a lie if we were paying attention, but, they're spending much more on the military, which probably just is going to go pay off the military-industrial complex, and then they're going to spend much less on programs that actually help people in this country. And who's going to be paying for it? Supposedly student loan borrowers. But if we can't afford to make those payments, then what the hell? You're not going to get that money because we're not going to be able to afford it. If I can't afford it, why the hell am I going to try and even pay it? Oh, my credit's going to be hurt. Boo frickin' who? My credit's already hurting. It's going to hurt even worse? Sure. How much worse do you want it to hurt? Donald Trump is screwing over every single person who has a student loan right now with this BS. And I'm sure I'll have more rants if my personal loan situation changes on the dashboard. But there'll be more rants about this in the future, I guarantee it. But this bait and switch is not just immoral or unethical. It should be considered illegal. They should not absolutely be able to change the terms of a contract that's signed. If you want to change the terms of the contract and basically act in good faith, why should I act like the contract even exists? Because if you're going to act in bad faith, federal government, under Donald Trump, then why should I even worry about fulfilling my terms of the obligation? Again, as we saw, Under borrowers' rights and responsibilities, we have the right to have income-based repayment, income-driven repayment. If you're a MAGA watching this, if you're a conservative watching this and you disagree, you better damn well put in the comment section down below. You better damn well explain to me why they should be able to violate the terms of the contract. But yet I'm expected to not only uphold the terms of the contract, but just sit back and bend over and take it when they change the terms of the contract. I just hope, if this happens to me, I hope it happens to so many MAGA supporters. I hope they get screwed over and then they really start the find out phase. I hope they go after them first for garnishing their wages or whatever they're going to do to make it so that, the student loan borrowers are forced to make those payments. It's absurd. It is absolutely absurd what they're trying to do here. And if you agree with this crap, you're a piece of crap too. Anyway, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. Remember to like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel. And unless you're a Nazi or you support this student loan BS about bait and switch on our student loans, have a good day.